but I want to go all the way back to when you were 7 years of age and you start off at the Winker Bank. Talk me through that time when you start, obviously, with the gym being on the same street that you were living. Talk to me about, obviously, going in there and learning the craft.
Well, it was, when I look back on it, I've always said it was just the best environment that you could ever be in at the time. I mean, I was 7 years old. My father took me down there. There was a story that everybody seemed to believe until this day, which was Brendan. Brendan was on supposedly a top deck of a bus, and he looked down, because I just lived right next to Winker Bank School where I went to, and he seemed to look down there and see this little looking Pakistani kid who was actually a Yemeni, an Arab kid, and quite mistaken at them times all the time. But he seen this little dude that was fighting 7 other kids at the same time, and he seemed to be beating the hell out of all of them. And he thought, "Who is this boy? Look at him! I'm looking at him from." And I just thought, I said, Brendan. One day I went up to him. I said, Brendan, why are you telling people this story? How I started boxing? And he was dead right with his response, and his answer was, because it creates a lot of interest. It creates a lot of interest. And I swear, right until recent, people are asking me about that story. And I say, Brendan, but it's not true. It's just made up. He said, yeah, but it sounds good. And it's...
Think of those other fighters in the gym, Naz. He had Slugger O'Toole, who actually you think was an Irishman, who was a black guy. And then he had, who was the other one? Fidel Castro. It was
he named him Paddy O'Reilly. Yeah. And I'm sure Mitchell Clifton wasn't happy about that, to be honest. And, but them days walking in the gym, and I just remember that Brendan saying, look, Errol Graham was the focal point of his boxing style for all of us to copy. And we was kind of, it was like clones of Harold Graham, but obviously I changed my shit up and it just looked a little bit different to everybody else's, because there's some immense power shots and I don't know, split of the legs, and where you can really generate some serious power and some serious punches coming from different directions. And I seem to learn my craft from being young in the gym. And just obviously I bring it down to having a gift. I always said I had a gift from God, and I knew how to use it. It was just an amazing time. And I think through having 67 amateur fights and doing really well, I couldn't wait to turn professional. Just couldn't wait. I was counting off the days from the age of 12, because if they'd let me turn pro at the age of 12, and I was smashing everybody up still at 12, 13, 14. I was winning national titles every year. But what was funny was, I mean, by the time I got to 16, I was really hurting professionals in the gym. I was doing a job on them on this. I remember this kid coming down to spar because he was fighting for a British and Commonwealth title. A kid called Mark Epton, and he was fighting Pat Clinton. And he didn't have no sparring whatsoever. He was picked for England, and I think I'm not sure if he boxed in the Olympics and whatever. And he came in the gym, and honest, this kid Frank, he got the biggest beating off me that you could ever get. And that was the first day. And Brendan said, look, the second day he's going to come out, he's going to try and knock you out. So you be ready. I found him really easy to hit. So the second day was worse than the first. And the kid, bless him, walked into the showers, and he'd made his mind up in the showers, because when he came out, he says, if a kid can do this to me at 16 years old, I shouldn't be fighting for no British and Commonwealth title. I shouldn't even be a professional. I'm finished. He retired there and then that day after sparring. He never fought again. And I was really surprised because in them days, you know, a lot of fighters at that stage of their careers fighting for them kind of titles weren't getting that much. In 1990, Frank, fighters weren't getting that much money. And I think they were saying he was on maybe £18,000 or something like that. And I thought, why would you just drop that?